Hello, greetings from Carl Berner and welcome to this studio release of works number 313 to 16. So it's 4 panels, but they together form one work that I call Circle Walk. And Circle Walk is is part of the Recipsa compilation. Meaning it's made in the wet filler, and it's also part of the platform series from works that are made from panels lying on the floor, and something is happening on top of them, leaving traces in the wet filler. So this work, Circle Walk, is simply made by me walking in circles around over these 4 panels, 99 times actually. And the reason why I did this 99 times is of course to make a reference to the 99% of the coming from the Occupy movement, referencing meaning meaning the 99% who are not wealthy. The 1% in United States were owning most part of everything and having most of the money, and the rest of us, the 99%, were not. And it's a movement who want to protest against inequality. So I'm very much a part of that movement, and even though it started in the United States, it's also been active in Europe. I empathize with the 99% movement because I see the 99% not only as the 99% who are the poorer or less rich group of people, but to me it equals also the working class, you might say, because if you see the working class as everybody who's earning their living from having a salary and having a job, and the 1%, that's the 99%, and the 1% is the one that's earning a living from ownership, like owning the means of production or owning shares in companies. So I think it's very useful concept. We need to see that this is a big group, and that the 99% is actually most part of the world, and if we can get together, we could create a lot of changes in society. So I think this is important, and that's many of my works today is about this, and because I probably think a lot about these issues, even though I'm not working in a way. My art is not political in the sense that I'm kind of illustrating ideas. It's more like I have intuitive ideas that comes from my life, but in my life I think a lot about these questions and engage in them, so they kind of seep into my work as well. And afterwards, when the works are done, or when I have an idea and I reflect on the idea, I see that okay, this work is about this, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and really take away the cover, reveal the work now, and talk a little bit more about it. Let me see. Oops. Yes, here it is, Circle Walk, number 313 to 16. I'm starting to numbering all my panels, even though in works that are kind of, I think this is mainly one work, even though it's possible for me to exhibit and use the works individually, and I want to have that opportunity in the future. So that's why I'm numbering each one of these panels. Before I would give this work just one number, but I'm decided to start to give every panel an individual number, so I have the freedom in the future to maybe exhibit them separately as well, because that could be interesting, I think. Yes, so circle walk, or walking in circles. There is, why am I interested in that? There is actually sort of meditation called circle walking, and it's part of an essential component of one of the three main martial arts in China, called let me see, Baguazhang, and one of the other martial arts are Tai Chi. That's maybe more well known, but there's a third one, which I don't know. But Baguazhang have one component in it, and it's circle walk, and you simply walk in circles in a very specific way, and then after a while, when you have learned to master this, you can do certain kind of movements while you walk in a quite narrow and tight circle. But this is a sort of meditation, you might say. And I'm interested in meditation. And why is that? Well, it's not like that I'm actually interested in meditation for myself. I don't really do meditation or anything like that, but I'm interested in the concept of meditation, what it means. And it means, of course, that you want to reach sort of a different state of mind. You want to empty your mind from thoughts and the constant flow of thoughts. So it's also similar, I guess, to the meaning of prayer in a lot of religions, where you do ritualized behavior. You do one thing over and over again and try to reach another state of mind, a different state of consciousness, I guess. I think why we want to do this is because we want to get out of ourselves. So we want to kind of break the barrier of the subject or our closed minds, in a sense, and kind of reach out of ourselves. And this work here with the circle, it's in a way you can see that the circles here, they form an image, in a sense. So and an image is also kind of an illusion of depth. You can see in a way it's with that it kind of creates an illusion of a window, an opening into an imaginary place, in a sense. That's what an image does. But this image with a circle is missing one thing, and it's this centerpiece, right? Which the circle kind of circles around. The main thing of this image is the center, and it's missing. So this could be, in a sense, an image of our subjectivity, and how like the hidden or lost or missing truth about ourselves that we can never reach, in a sense, but we create our identity around this lost or missing truth that we can't really reach. And this is part of the psychoanalytical theory of Lacan. that I'm very interested in. Yes. So what does this mean? Subjectivity or the subject. What is the subject? Well, the subject is a self-conscious, free individual that takes free choices, and to do that, to make free choices, you have to, in a sense, be self-aware of the choices you do. You have to kind of be able to reflect upon them, because otherwise you wouldn't act. You would only react. When something happens and then you react on that, it's not really an act of free will. Like a flower that's kind of turning towards the sun doesn't really make a free choice to turn towards the sun. It kind of only reacts to the environment. But we like to think that we as humans, as individuals, we can actually act and make choices that are kind of independent of, disconnected in a sense from the outside world. At least we could potentially do anything we want. There is no predefined reaction to the outside world, because if it were, we wouldn't be really. If there was no clear cut between ourselves and the outside world, we wouldn't be able to call ourselves free individuals, and this self-awareness of this state is what you call being a subject in a psychoanalytical sense. And this means that we are kind of alienated from the outside world. When we realize that we are individuals, when we become self-aware sometime in the early childhood, we kind of lose this direct access to reality and everybody else and everything around us, and also direct access to our whole selves as part of a body. We perceive that we are losing this, that there was a state before we become self-aware that we had access to this. It's not necessarily true that we had that, but we have a feeling of it, that this is lost. And then we try to find our way back to that truth. And this is why so the truth about ourselves, the whole truth, this thing that is lost when we become self-aware, we try to find out what this is. What is the whole truth about ourselves? And this is what is called desire in psychoanalytical theory. So this is the missing part of ourselves that we desire, and everything we do in our lives is coming from this in some sort. And I think that meditation and prayer and all this stuff is a clear indication of this, how we try to get out of our closed, alienated, self-conscious self and reach out to something outside or something inside ourselves, something that is greater than the closed mind. So this interests me a lot. But as I said before, this is also about the working class, and also I used a pair of clogs while I walked these 99 times, and these clogs to me also symbolizes the working class. This walking in circles could also be something you say when you are lost in the woods, right, or in the nature, and you are lost, you don't know your way, and you walk, and usually you at some point you come back to where you were before, and you realize that you're walking in circles. So walking in circles is also an image of being lost, in a sense. And so I also feel that these works kind of represent how the working class, or we as a group on are in a way lost, in the sense that we don't have, we are not aware of ourselves as a group, as a group that can act together and create changes that we would like to see. We are not at that state yet as a group. So in a sense, we as a group, as a subject, group subject, the working class, we are not in a sense or self-aware. Haven't reached that state of self-awareness as a group yet. And this is what could be called class consciousness, I guess. But Karl Marx didn't call it class consciousness. He was calling it that the working class were either in itself, but trying to be for itself. So when it's only in itself, it's not aware of itself. It just acts and reacts. It's not acting, it's reacting. We are making protests against things that are happening, and we're protesting, we're reacting to stuff, but we are not really acting in the sense of creating, taking measures and demanding and creating a new situation according to our demands. That would be acting. Yes, so this work, I feel, also kind of is about that, at least to me. I guess it's an abstract work, so the viewer would not maybe think in these terms immediately, but this is how I think about it when I see it, and it also the reasons why I did it, I guess. Yes, there's only one thing left that I would like to say before I let you see some close-ups. And this is, as you can see, I was walking around here, but you can't see any individual footsteps. So it's there, because this movement was repeated over and over again many times. It created a new shape. It created tracks, you can see, or a path through the wet filler. And this, I feel, is also a nice expression of how we build the road by walking it, as I phrased it in the text that you can read about this work when I publish it. So this means that there is no master or blueprint of how to become self-aware as a class. We have to just start walking the road, and thus, in that sense, build the road by walking it. There's no way of knowing how to do it before we actually do it, I think. Okay, so this was my thoughts about this. Now I'm going to show you some close-up of it, and we can wrap this up. Yes, I'm going to show you work from the side here, like that. Here you can see a little bit how it looks. And here you have the hole, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera back. Yes, and one final thing, you can see how I have installed the works, that they are placed in a like spiral interlocking way. And this is also, of course, part of the work. It creates sort of a motion here around, and I'm thinking of maybe doing another work just the same, but with the other direction. But we will see if I get around to that. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.